You spend hours studying, and by the very next day, most of it is gone. Frustrating, right? But the truth is, it's not your fault. Your brain is designed to delete information it doesn't use regularly in order to make space for new input. But here's where it gets interesting. In Japan, students learn over 2,000 kanji characters and retain them for life. So what are they doing differently? What was probably never properly explained to you is this. The reason you forget isn't a lack of discipline or effort, but the method you're using. Traditional study techniques like rereading, highlighting, or going over notes may feel productive, but your brain treats them like background noise, similar to ads you scroll past without thinking. Be honest, how many times have you stayed up late highlighting pages, only to remember nothing during the exam? That's not a personal failure, it's neuroscience. There's a concept called the forgetting curve, and it quietly destroys everything you try to learn. Within 24 hours, you forget a large portion of the information, and after just a few days, only fragments remain. But what if you could reverse that process? What if you could train your brain to store information long term? That's exactly what Japanese students have been doing for decades, not by studying harder, but by studying smarter. You don't need to read hundreds of scientific papers, because here are 5 methods that make it possible. The first method is active recall. You could think of it as the samurai approach to memory. Most people focus on input, reading, watching, or highlighting. But real learning happens through output. Every time you actively try to remember something, you strengthen the connections in your brain. If it feels difficult, that's not failure. It's a sign your brain is working. The implementation is surprisingly simple. Close your book, take a blank sheet of paper, and write down everything you can remember. It will feel challenging and sometimes frustrating, but that exact process is what locks knowledge into long-term memory. While many people try to memorize things quickly, Japanese students build their knowledge gradually and sustainably. The second method is the Kumon method, where learning is broken down into small, manageable steps. Instead of overwhelming yourself with large amounts of information, you work in small daily units. It may seem unremarkable at first, but that's exactly where its strength lies. Small improvements compound over time. Even minimal progress each day can lead to massive long-term results. The third method is spaced repetition. Think of it like watering a plant. If you flood it once and then forget about it, it won't grow. Instead, it needs regular, well-timed care. Your memory works the same way. You review the material after 1 day, then after 3 days, later after a week, and finally after a month. Each repetition strengthens the memory and helps it last longer. The fourth method is based on the principle of Kaizen, continuous improvement. Instead of trying to change everything at once or studying for hours on end, you focus on small, consistent steps. It's not about being perfect, but about getting slightly better every day. Even a few minutes daily can lead to significant progress over time, without stress or overwhelm. The fifth method is Shuchu, the art of deep focus. Learning is not just about technique, but also about mental state. In Japan, students create intentional rituals that signal to the brain that it's time to focus. A dedicated space, no distractions, and consistent routines help you enter a state of deep concentration more easily. And it's in this state that learning becomes truly effective. In the end, it comes down to a simple question. Do you want to keep studying and forgetting? Or do you want to truly retain what you learn? Think about the last time you mastered something, maybe a sport or a game. You didn't just watch, you practiced, made mistakes, and improved. That's how real learning works. It doesn't have to be complicated or exhausting. It just has to be done the right way. So the choice is yours. Will you stick to old habits, or will you start applying these methods? Most people won't change anything. A few will take action. The question is, which group do you belong to?